Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an empties video. Now I'm going to be real with you. I've got this entire bag full of empty products to talk about. So what I would do is I would go make a cup of tea. Go on, it's okay, I'll wait. And then come sit down because it's going to be a long one, so get comfy. I'm just going to pull them out the bag and start going. First of all, I've got the Soap & Glory Sugar Crush body wash. I really like this body wash. It's like a creamy texture, so it's not just like a bog standard wash which just washes your skin. It's kind of nicer on your skin, and I really like the lime smell. So I would recommend that body wash if you're in the market for one. Also, if I've done any reviews for anything, I'll leave them down below. For example, I have 2 bottles of Bioderma here. I feel like I could talk about this stuff till it's blue in the face. I really like Bioderma. I'll leave my review down below. I think it's great. One thing I will say though about this bottle, it's got one of these pumps here, and I actually prefer the bottles where you pour it on because I find it doesn't distribute the amount that I want. But anyway, so that's all I've got to add on to that one. Oh, this is gross. Next up, I've got a shampoo. This is the Tresemme Cleanse and Replenish Multivitamin Deep Cleansing Shampoo. I needed a cleansing shampoo, so I picked this one up. And it did the job. I would use it about once a week. I actually went through this quite quickly because my boyfriend used this as well. Yeah, it did the job and it was fairly cheap and it's quite a big bottle as well. So I suppose I would recommend it, but I'm not in a hurry to rebuy it, if that makes sense. Next up, I've got the St. Ives Fresh Skin Apricot Scrub, and this is the Invigorating Fresh Skin one. They've got 2. They've got one which is a bit more abrasive. I actually prefer this one, and I think I recently favorited it. And I would repurchase this. If you like manual scrubs or manual exfoliators, I think this one's a really good one. Sticking with the dry shampoo, I've got one from Tresemme here. This is the Instant Refresh. From what I remember, it wasn't a powdery or sort of visible one particularly, but I found it wasn't as powerful as I would like. It wasn't bad, but I probably wouldn't buy it again because I think there are better ones in the market for me. If you've watched some of my empties videos before, this should be no surprise to you. This is the Nivea In Shower Body Moisturiser in the dry skin. I love this. This is my main body moisturiser and I love it. I just love it. I actually need to buy another bottle of it. But sticking in the same vein, I've got this product from Soap & Glory. This is their whipped cream shower butter, which is basically a 2-in-1 shower gel sort of cleaning and moisturising sort of jobby. And as much as I did like this, it was kind of like an opaque jelly texture. It was a bit odd. As much as I did like this, and I think it would be really good if, say, if you go to the gym or you say do swimming or something like that and you need a 2-in-1 thing, or maybe even if you're going on holiday or something, this would be great. But I think you would go through it really quickly if you just use this as your everyday showering thing. This is the Not Your Mother's Clean Freak Dry Shampoo. You can get some of the products from this line in Urban Outfitters, but as far as I'm aware, you can't get the dry shampoo, which I love. This is my favourite dry shampoo and I'm sad to say it actually lasts a pretty long time. This size is this goes by ounces. This is 7 ounces. I definitely think this has got that perfect balance of not being able to see it and cleaning your hair, because I feel like some, as I said, like with this one, although you couldn't necessarily see in your hair, it didn't like do it as well as I thought. And yeah, so if you live in a place where you can get hold of this, I would recommend it wholeheartedly. I love it. Sticking with hair, I've got the Garnier 1 Minute Treatment, the Sleek Restorer. This I got just on a whim, really. I wanted to try something from this new line and it's actually pretty good. If you're somebody who has pretty dry or coarse hair, I think this would be a really great daily conditioner. However, if you're somebody who's got, you know, alright hair but wants to give a little bit of an injection without doing a full-on mask and like having to stand in the shower, it says here, it says it only takes 1 minute. So it's just like an extra souped up conditioner and it's good and it's cheap, so I'd recommend it. No surprise, here's another bottle of the Nivea stuff. As I said, I love it. Oh, here I have something from Soap & Glory. This is the Scrub Your Nose in It mask, and it's like a mask, scrub and sort of exfoliating treatment all in one, depending how long you leave it on or what you do with it. This feels very similar to if you've ever had like a microdermabrasion at home sort of thing. It's like very creamy, but it's got very like small particles in it. So if you don't like sort of sugar or salt scrubs on your face, maybe, but you do like manual exfoliators, maybe this would be a good option. They have changed their packaging since I've got this. So if they've changed the name, I'll flash it up here now. But yeah, I do like this, and I'm actually thinking about repurchasing it. It's something that I found in my collection that was almost finished, and I used it up, and that last go I was like, actually this is really nice. Here's something I'm truly sad to see go. This is my Nirvana White Perfume by Elizabeth and James. You can only get this in the States. I believe it's exclusive to Sephora, but because it's sort of got alcohol in it, they won't ship it, so you have to get it whilst you're there. It just smells like Vegas to me. I picked this perfume up when I was in Las Vegas, and do you ever I always find particularly smells remind you of places, and like if you ever buy a perfume on holiday, I always like think it's a really cool idea to buy a perfume to go on holiday with, or buy one in the airport and something, because it always, that smell will always remind you of that holiday. And I picked this up when I was in Vegas, and this is what Vegas smells like to me. It smells, oh, I miss Vegas. You know, it's almost a year since I went to Vegas, guys. What the fuck? How has that happened? What's really annoying about this perfume though is it's an opaque bottle, so you can tell when it's kind of running out, but the last day that I used this was a sad day. This is a great daily perfume. I preferred this one to the black one. I'm actually half tempted to buy, when I go back to the States, buy a bottle of this and then a small bottle of the black, because they're mixed together, smells really nice, but on its own, I'm not crazy on the black one, but the white one, oh, it's so nice. So nice. So if you can get your hands on it, I'd highly recommend it. Back to hair. Can you tell I use a lot of hair care products? This is the Label M protein spray, and it's just kind of like a heat protectant, UV protectant, good stuff for your hair. I think if you heat style your hair, or even because it's just getting sunnier, I think you should always sort of protect your hair, particularly if you colour it, because that I think the sun can really affect the colour of your hair if you get it dyed and stuff. And yeah, this stuff worked. I feel like with products like these, I can't wholeheartedly tell you how well they worked, because I feel it maintained my hair. My hair didn't look bad, so maybe it would have looked worse if I didn't use it. I don't know. But I would recommend it, and I would use it again. So yeah. I've got two hair care products from Philip Kingsley. First of all, I've got the bodybuilding shampoo, and this is the moisture balancing conditioner. I actually got these together, so that's why I'm going to talk about them together. These were okay. Like, they weren't bad hair care products at all. Like, they were fine shampoos, and it was a fine conditioner. I think I prefer the conditioner out of these two, because the conditioner was like light in the hair, but it did condition your hair, which is nice. But because these are expensive hair care products, and for them to be like okay and like to be like yeah good, I don't think I would repurchase them, because you can get better ones for cheaper basically. But they were nice whilst they lasted, but I probably won't get them again. Do you like my nice little pile of stuff that's collecting over here? I've got a few makeup bits rattling around in the bottom, so I'll get to those in a minute. This is the L'Oreal Skin Perfection 3-in-1 Micellar Solution. This is okay, you know, it wasn't that bad. I feel like Bioderma works better, but my biggest issue with this is the lid. This lid is just crap. It just like, you spill everything everywhere, and so I probably wouldn't buy that again. And I'm happy to spend the extra money and order in Bioderma than to get this at the drugstore. Although if you can get a hold of Bioderma, maybe this would be a good option for you. But yeah, as I said, the lid's shit, so I'd probably put it in a different bottle. Next up, I've got a mask. This is the Ren Glycolactic Radiance Renewal Mask, and I'm actually in the market for something similar like this. This took me actually quite a while to use up, because I didn't like the way it smelled. It smells like oranges, but kind of like gone off oranges, and because it's not like a clay mask texture which like dries to your face, this one kind of like stays gooey on the skin, like almost like honey but less sticky. And so I feel like it doesn't slide off, but you feel like it's gonna slide off, so you never can really properly relax with this on. And I tend to like put masks on when I'm sort of having a little pamper session, so I probably wouldn't get this one again. The skin benefits were fantastic, and I know I'm just being finicky, but I'm in the market for a sort of radiance mask, like a skin boosting mask. I love me a clarifying clay mask, but I do like having something like this on hand. So if you have any suggestions for anything else similar to this, leave them down below. I'd love to read them. This is the Bleach London Resurrection Mask. This little one comes if you use any hair dye, but I also have tried the big one. This is actually a really great mask, and it's cheap too. I actually can't sing its praises enough. I think the packaging is a bit, I mean, the packaging looks cute. The packaging is a bit of a bummer though when you're trying to get it out, like the last bits, but as I say, actually everything I've tried from Bleach London I've really liked. I've tried some of their hair dye, I've tried their mask, I've tried their silver conditioner, and for a long time I thought they were style over substance, but actually their products are really good and they're at a really good price point as well. And the packaging just happens to look kitsch too. If you're in the market for a hair mask, I would highly recommend this one. I think this actually was one of my favourites once. This may well be my last hair care product. This is the Philip Kingsley Daily Damage Defense. I tend not to keep samples of stuff unless I have like a real strong opinion on them, and I love this stuff. I'd actually probably repurchase this hair protectant over the Label M one because it's awesome. This is, as you can see, a little tiny bottle, but this lasted me a really long time. It's like a sort of leave-in conditioner type of hair protectant type thing, and I just think it made my hair feel really nice, and it really did what it said. And I did notice a difference when I used this one, so I really like this one. I would spend the extra money to buy that one. I think this is my final skincare product. This is the Effaclar Matte Moisturiser by La Roche-Posay. I love the entire Effaclar line by La Roche-Posay, and this moisturiser is actually really, really nice. It's quite a light moisturiser and it leaves a matte finish on the skin without it being like powdery matte. It just sort of like rounds off the shine, and I think as a daily moisturiser, I don't know if it has any SPF in, I don't think it does. Maybe that would be my only bugbear. If you're in the market for a light summery moisturiser and you put on SPF separately, I would go with this one because it's fantastic. Also, now on to makeup. I've got a couple mascaras here. I've got two tiny ones from Benefit. If you ever get one of these half mascara things, don't throw them away because I think they work out to be about half the size of a normal one, so I would keep hold of them. I think I've said on camera that their Real mascara is probably my favourite mascara, but I actually think it's been trumped by the Roller Lash because I really do prefer this. Like, I have like a tube, like a full-size tube of their Real, and after using up the Roller Lash, I prefer this. And I'm trying to go through a couple of my mascaras before I buy one, but this is definitely on my shopping list. I think this is a great, great mascara. I know quite a few people are torn, but I love it. I think it makes me look, it gives me sort of like those doe, sleepy bedroom eyes, and I just like the way it looks on my lashes. I think when I curl my lashes, it looks beautiful. I've also got a drugstore concealer in the form of Rimmel's Scandalise Retro Glam. This one has a big old fat wand like this. To be honest with you, I can't really remember anything about this mascara, and maybe that speaks for itself. Like, I don't remember it being particularly bad, but I can't remember it blowing my socks off either. I probably wouldn't buy it again because I'm a mascara slut. I like trying other ones, but maybe it was okay. Maybe. I remember like them having like a fake Twiggy in the advert, and I don't think it necessarily gave me that wide awake look, but it wasn't bad. It just didn't make a lasting impression on me. Sticking with eyes, this is the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I think I went to throw this away in my last Empties video, then I started swatching it and I'm like, actually it's still got some life in it. This is my favourite liner of all time. It is awesome. I literally started using a new one the other day and oh my god, they're just so good. They just, these liners are fantastic. I cannot sing the praises of the tattoo liner enough. I love it. Get it. If you like liner, then that will be your best friend. I'm actually throwing away a makeup sponge. This is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, I think is what it's called. I prefer Bioderma. No. I prefer the Beauty Blender to this one, but equally this one I think is a third of the price. So if you're somebody like, what's the whole deal with blending your makeup in with a sponge? I would probably go with this one first, but I didn't like it for applying makeup. Not that I apply makeup with my Beauty Blender, but I suppose it did blend out. The texture of it is like a lot, it's like harder than the Beauty Blender. If you want a comparison, it's like sort of tougher. So I think that's got something to do with it. But I mean, it wasn't bad, it's just not as good as the Old Faithful Beauty Blender. I've got two base products to talk about. The first one is the Laura Mercier Oil-Free Tinted Moisturiser. I love this stuff. I'm trying to use up a couple of foundations and bases that I'm at the end of before I repurchase something like this, but I'm half tempted to do it when I'm back in the States because it works out to be £10 cheaper than if you buy it in the UK, but this stuff rocks. It It just works really well with my skin. It gives me a skin like sheer veil of coverage, and you can easily cover spots if you have any, or like highlight under the eyes if you want to with it. I just think it's good for what you want a foundation for, which is just bringing your skin back to square one and sort of rounding stuff off. And as this one is a moisturiser, I tended not to use a moisturiser underneath with it either, and it has SPF 20 in it. And I would probably, except for the whole moisturising and SPF thing, I would probably describe Makeup Forever's Face and Body similarly. Again, it leaves you a skin-like finish, goes on really easily. I believe it looks like I've still got a bit left, but it won't come out for the life of it. I actually have this on today. I actually finished this up today. I really love this stuff. I think it's great. The reason that I got the Makeup Forever one over the MAC one is there's not one from MAC which is light enough. I believe their shade range is more extensive. So if you wanted something like a face and body foundation which is just light and easy to wear, I would highly recommend this one. It lasted me an absolute age, and I'm sad to see it go. I did really love having this foundation in my collection. I've got two lipsticks to talk about, and they're not technically finished, but I'm saying goodbye to them. First up, I've got a Model Co lipstick, and this is in the shade Kitty. I actually really like this lipstick, but I lost it for ages, and I recently found it and its smell's gone off. You know when it sort of starts to smell a bit like crayon-esque is when it's time to part ways, which I'm sad about because this is a really easy lipstick to wear. It's a nice colour, and I quite like, it's a little bit more sheerer than say something like Brave. It's easy to pop on without a mirror. And my second one is Eva's Nude from L'Oreal, which is from their collection Exclusive. And it's actually a really nice colour, but I don't know if you can see, it's like stuck in the lid. I like opened it one day and it was doing this. Similarly, it's easy to wear and easy to pop on without a mirror, but I don't think I'll be purchasing it again because I have enough lipsticks, let's be honest, and this just isn't cute, like it doesn't come out. Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that because otherwise we're gonna have a disaster on our hands. I do think it's a good lipstick though, but I have plenty, so we're saying goodbye to that one. Next up, I've got a Touche Éclat to talk about. This is in the limited edition leopard packaging. I did really like this product from YSL. It's a bit of a cult product, and I do like it as a highlighter. I do colour correct and conceal under my eyes, then highlight with this. It's not pigmented enough for concealer on its own, but it is a nice highlighter if you like a liquid highlighter. If you want to get into that whole strobing thing, maybe something like this would be good for it. Something like this is a really nice present, and if I got it again, I would definitely use it up again, but I don't think I would pay for it again out of my money because it's one of those things that there's so many other alternatives now that I don't think you need the original. And last but not least, I have a face powder from my beloved NARS. Now, I don't know if you remember, I had an Urban Decay powder a while ago which cracked, and I put it in a pot. This sort of got like to the end of its life, but as you can, I don't know if you can see, it's sort of like a square, and I did scrape out a little bit and put it in with that. They're both sort of white translucent powders, so it doesn't matter about colour. I love this powder, I think this powder rocks, and I've had it a really long time, and it didn't smash, and I don't think it would because it's so densely pressed. I don't think it will ever smash, this powder, unless you're like super duper unlucky. So if you're after a nice translucent powder for your bag, I would really recommend this one because it's great. I love the finish of this powder. It's really nice. Actually, do you know what? These two together, the NARS powder and the Laura Mercier tinted moisturiser, was my jam for a hot while. I think these together work really well. Anyway, that's everything from me. I will now actually put these in the bin and start collecting all over again. So I'm sure in a few months you'll see what I finished up. If there are any videos you'd like to see from me, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon with my favourites video. I think will be my next one. Anyway, see you later. Bye bye.